All right. The third thing is I'm going to ask questions based on the responses that you gave on the survey. On the registration. So we read through all of them. We put it together in a format. But I want to start right now.
Hello.
How long you been in Ghana? What brought you to Ghana? What I want you to do now is all right. I can yell really loud, but I don't want to bust the microphone. And I know the recording sound too, so I don't want to do that. But all right, she's been in Ghana for 8 years, and then Charles, 6 years. So what was it about Ghana, out of all the 50 plus countries in Africa that you could have come to? Why Ghana?
Water's run out. Okay. It's like, okay, so you need to buy the water. I have to buy the water, it runs out. These are little things. But at the time, because there was no one that had come to Ghana ahead of me, I didn't know about these things. So these things, even though they're small now, were actually quite traumatic for me. I'm like, so how am I going to shower? And the shower's cold. Where's the hot water? These little things that you take for granted, you don't realize that there'll be big issues for you later on. And so I was having to face all these things, and I had nowhere to vent. And I think that was one of the hardest things for me. I'm like, I need someone who's going to understand what I'm saying. Today, it's lights off. I'm sitting here, I'm hot, there's no air moving, and I need to do something. What am I going to do? Having the lights off, at the time, it was 24 hours off, 12 hours on. And so having to adjust my life to work around that shift was like, no, I can't do this. So there were times when things were really, really, really hard. Times you'd run out of money and you'd be forced to think of ways where you can get money to keep yourself going. One thing I have to say about Ghana is it can force you to become really entrepreneurial. The things that you didn't think you were capable of, trust me, you will be capable of. It will push you into a corner to push out the best of you. And I've definitely learned that. Most of the people that know me are people are so shy, because I am very shy. I'm actually an introvert. And how come you're doing YouTube? Is that you? I'm like, yes, because I've just found something that I've fallen in love doing, and I love being able to showcase Ghana. I love to show the ups and the downs and all of that, so that guys that want to come here can actually make an informed decision. I like to be as real as possible. I like to tell the truth. So when I have struggles, I like to share I'm having struggles. When I wanted to send my daughter to school and I couldn't afford to send her to school, I made a video about it. I'm not used to this. Schools are free. You're in the UK, which school do you want to go to? Let's pick that one. And you don't think about it. But here you have to choose wisely, choose what is close to where you live, what fits your budget. Is my child going to fit in there? Are they going to be okay? There's so many other things to think about, and I think those were some of the struggles I faced. I felt like at the time I faced them alone. Now, so many other people have moved to Ghana, so now we have people to share these experiences with, and it's not as difficult. But you still have your channels, but you're not alone now, and that's the best thing about it. Financial level wasn't very high, so even though I could see these certain people, I couldn't fit in them because I didn't have the financial power to fit in them. So I found myself actually quite isolated. Even when I tried to make friends with people who were local, they could still see that I had money. That's what they thought. They thought I had money. So we'd go out to the shop or whatever, everyone would pick a drink and turn their back, and I would have to pay. I'm like, this is my last 20 cities. And so I struggled. So I found that I couldn't be with them, and I couldn't be with the Diaspora as well. So I found myself extremely isolated for a long, long time. And I have a bit of a quirky personality. So, it's not everybody that kind of likes me because they don't understand my jokes. They don't laugh. And so I don't understand, So I found it a bit of a struggle. So for me, the way forward was finding people who were in a similar niche to me. So I started making friends with other YouTubers because we had a point of reference that we kind of relate to. But again, even making friends with YouTubers, this is Ghana, people come and go. So you establish friendships, then the person leaves, and then you're back to being by yourself again. So it's very difficult to find people that they're here for the long haul and establish true friendships like that. So I've struggled with that, and honestly, I've not actually found the answer because people come and struggle so much. It's very, very hard. So for me, if I find a friend here that, you know, is here for good and they laugh at my jokes, then I'm like, yeah, I'm holding on, you know, because that's my friend. Like, they're here, I can call them at any time, you know. I've struggled, and honestly, I don't have an answer in terms of establishing friendships. It's really difficult. I think for me, that's been one of my biggest challenges here, and I'm still going through it. I don't know.
Well, thank you so much for your honesty, because sometimes people who are watching, maybe who will watch this later on, they see the videos of all the YouTubers. This is my $1 million mansion and blah, blah, blah. And I think, listen, I think anytime we can create positive narratives about the continent, it's great. Because we're at such a cultural deficit that we have to add value. So I think that's great. So I'm not saying that that's bad. But what happens is, as we all know, there's a difference between coming for a holiday or vacation and living here. I'm going to take a couple questions from the audience before we go back to the questions that I have here. Or comments. Questions, comments from the audience. Is the itis kicking in? You guys know, I know some of y'all know what the itis is. Other folks may not know what the itis is. All right, so a question right here. All right, coming to you.
My name is Calvin Daniels. I'm a retired Air Force, retired federal government. I'm old, I get Social Security. But I moved here, I was stationed in several tropical countries. And I went house hunting in Panama and Aruba and Jamaica. When I came here in 2019, I felt at home. I mean, everybody looked like me or I looked like them. And I said, if I didn't talk, they didn't know who I was. And I subscribe to every YouTube and the young lady on the left, she did a video of this house, this Ghanaian couple who was one of low-cost housing for Diaspora. I'm actually renting that house because of her video.
Wow.
And I'm doing a 60-acre Airbnb in Shy Hills next year. Been on a restaurant, bar, swimming pool, walking trail around the property and a flower garden. So I'm here for good. I'll never move back to the United States. And that mentioned Trump, when they elected Trump, I knew that was not the country.
Wow. So, got some different perspectives, and I think that's great. Now, if somebody's honest enough, I don't know, I want to maybe hear from a different perspective. Maybe somebody who says, listen, as soon as I get my visa, NASA, now I'll travel, you won't see me again over. I mean, anybody have a different perspective of Ghana?
We just moved here from Brooklyn, New York, 2 months. Shout out to people who are here for the long time. I'm among friends here, so please don't be offended by the question. But I need to know this. I see that Ghanaians are some of the slowest walking people that I've ever seen.
Oh my God.
And I've seen that Ghanaians are some of the fastest driving people. So I want to know where they're going. That's what I want to know.
All right, so we had a comment that says Ghanaians, from his perspective, are some of the slowest walking, but the fastest driving. And the question is, Massa, where are you going? Where are you going? A response to that. We have a response.
Okay, my name is Cicely, originally from the UK, but lived in the States for a very long time. And I'm going to be honest, I came to Ghana last year in September, and I wanted to know why I was here. I met somebody on Facebook, thank goodness, and I became friends with him, and he sort of helped me navigate the whole system. But all of you YouTubers that are here, and many that are not here, helped me with the journey into Ghana, helped me. Even though I had that information, it was still challenging. So I didn't like it. I was not happy, and I wanted to know why I was here in Ghana. I just didn't like it at all. I didn't understand the people, I just didn't understand. And I wanted to live a real authentic life, because I said, if I'm leaving America to come to Africa, I want to live with the Africans. I don't want to live with diasporans or expats or whatever we want to call them. I wanted to live that life. So I moved into Sumania, and I lived in a house there that was with the community. And so nobody really was disparaging with me, but there was that, like Della said, there was not that friends. Nobody tried to make friends with me, but thank goodness, I had my friend that on Facebook. But anyway, to cut things short. So I didn't really like it, I didn't really feel it. And so then I decided in February, okay, I'm out. I'm going to Egypt for my birthday. So I went to Egypt, and then the amazing thing happened. It's like, okay, now I found where I need to be on the African continent. So I'm not going back to the States either. So Africa is my home. So now, what I've done is that I've created a business with my friend, because all of these things, you all said of it, all of you YouTubers said it. Connect with a Ghanaian, start a business, get a thing going. So I've done that now with a Ghanaian. So I'm actually spread out all over. We're in Cape Coast, we're in Takoradi, and I've started this business with mentoring and stuff like that. But now, because I went and come back, now I love Ghana. Now I understand it, now I can experience it, and I absolutely love it, and I'm having a great, lovely experience. We're talking about the Trotros, and that's how I get around, but I'm having a great experience and I love it now. But it's really, I had to understand it and come back and know it, so I'm happy to be here.
They're going right in front of you, we don't know. I'm just finding community was challenging for myself because I was confused identity-wise. I was like, my first entry gate into Ghana was missions. So we went to very rural communities, and I mean, that exposure was very different than being in Pride. But what I realized was, when I talked to a lot of different people, they came to Ghana because they hated where they came from, either the UK or the US, or I hate this place, or racism was too much, so they came to Ghana and they thought it was going to be paradise. And then maybe 6 months later, you see a video on YouTube, hey guys, we're leaving Ghana. So here's the real reason we left Ghana is because it's expensive and I couldn't afford it anymore. So here's a question that I have for you. How do you reconcile, let's say, these different identities that you have? You're a Ghanaian in the UK, and I know that folks perceive you in a different way. You are from the US, Texas, might I add, because I'm a Texan as well. But people perceive you a different way. How do you deal with those cultural differences?
When I came back in 2018, I think it's like a different lifestyle where I was just like just a regular person. I figured out everything on my own for myself and my daughter. But I still knew what it was. Like I knew what I was doing actually. And I have friends who live in the I have friends who live in houses that I would never ever see in the United States ever. So I think one of the things is that.
But before I get to you, here's a question I have. Like, let's keep it real for people that are watching. And even someone from the audience can answer. If you're coming to relocate in Ghana, on average, if you want to live a decent life, about how much money do you need to earn annually? What would you guys say? And they're like, I love natural Ghana girl, I love Jay Cameron, and I'm moving to Ghana, but they don't know the realities of how much it costs to live. So your name, about on average, how much does it cost to live your comfortable life?
My name is Philip Poku. I'll say on average about $30,000.
Annually?
Annually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so $30,000 annually. Anyone else?
Depends where you live based on, and like your lifestyle. You know, you can live in peacefully on like a place, and I think 30,000 a year is even too little. You know, or you can live in a place like, I don't know, Slovenia, and make less than 30K. So I think it depends on the individual and their lifestyle. I don't think there's a right.
So there's not a right or wrong answer, but let's imagine somebody who's living from the US, UK, or coming from, maybe it's not US, UK, any other place that's what we consider to be a more developed nation with a higher level of infrastructure, where they may be used to a certain level of convenience. That don't just mean the US or UK. Somebody said $30,000. I agree with you, it depends on where you live. I have some friends who live in the bush. Say, Master, you are doing well. Me, I can't do this. I can't do it. Because if someone gets sick, I don't need to see the herbal medicine guy. I need to go to the hospital. But everybody's different. Somebody said 30,000. What else? Honestly. Because people are going to watch this online. And they need to know. 30,000, what do you think?
I say 20,000.
Okay.
Rent is equivalent to $140 a month for 2-bedroom and bathroom apartment. So I don't don't see where these expenses.
All right, so somebody said 20,000, 30,000, 16,000 USD.
Exactly. Like minimum.
60 or 1/6?
No, 60.
60 minimum. 60. All right. Anyone else? Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the only.
I know several people. I've only been here for a year, so take this with a grain of salt. I know several people that have moved here with less than $5,000, and they are doing extremely well right now. And they're probably about 2 to 3 years into their journey here back to the motherland. But I mean, I didn't do the 3,000, but I know several people that only came here with like $3,000 to $5,000, and they have several businesses right now doing well.
Okay, so we got, somebody said 60, somebody said 30, somebody said 20, and someone said it just depends on your lifestyle, and I would agree. And I tell people this, the more complicated your life, the more money you have to spend. And like, for example, I had a friend, I did tours back and forth. I would say a decent life, you can realistically make, just Ghana expenses, not outside expenses, just solely living in Ghana. You don't want to travel anywhere. About 16,000 USD.
I agree. Less than that.
And that's enough to go out and not every day, not every night though. 1/6, 16,000 USD.
Yes.
Yes. But let me tell you why.
So for me, it's about lifestyle. Yes, God is hard. It may get a little harder, but I'm gonna have to find another stream of income. That's it. That's how I see it. Because for me, it's about lifestyle. I don't know how many years I've got left, so I want to be happy doing whatever it is I want to do. I don't want to, be in the UK earning the maximum salary and being miserable, having to wake up every day. I don't want that. That's not me. I'm not even comfortable. So that's not
And so one of the reasons why I like living in I like living in Ghana is because I know there's real opportunities to build a business and to support people and to support the community. And that's what keeps me here. I can go back to Texas, I can go back to where I was at. It'll be really much more difficult. And so that's one of the reasons. The second reason is because yes, the city is done well, and yes,
School to Ghana. I took 2 years to plan. I have a wife who's back there. I have a son, and I was looking at hospitals. What happens if my kid gets sick? I was looking at school fees. Also, listen, I'm keeping real. I got debt. So not only do I have Ghana expenses, I also have debt expenses. I got insurance I need to pay because if I die, I need to leave somebody with something. That's a whole other session. We're not going to talk about that. I also got other things I had to pay. And so, but I would say when I first came to Ghana about 3 years ago, I would say a decent life you can realistically make. Just Ghana expenses, not outside expenses. Just solely living in Ghana. You don't want to travel anywhere. About 16,000 USD.
I agree. Less than that.
And that's enough to go out and not every day. I want to talk about this. I'm sure you meet a lot of people that say,
so for me, it's about lifestyle. Yes, God is hard. It may get a little harder, but I'm gonna have to find another stream of income. That's it. That's how I see it. Because for me, it's about lifestyle. I don't know how many years I've got left.
because Africa was born in me. And so the African diaspora is actually those individuals who identify as Africans regardless of where you are on the globe. We're not going to talk about what it means to be an African because that'll be a whole other conversation. I'm telling you, some of us will get our feelings hurt tonight, and I don't want to do that. Final question. What is the role of the diaspora in terms of creating unity and making an impact as a collective diaspora, just starting right here in Ghana? What does that look like? Okay, let me come back here to my man from Brooklyn.
Answer to the question is a follow-up to what Chas said. She talked about would she be here with or without her privileges. The curse is we were kidnapped from this land, brought to America. Any Black American who is surviving in America is top of their game. Because what we have to go through to excel in our industry racism, microaggressions, nepotism. We're the best of the best. So the curse was the first part. The privilege, the blessing is, we do come back with the currency advantage, savings advantage. But almost none of the Black Americans who have come back, I know, are coming back to just live off of their privilege. We're coming back with humility. We're looking to partner. We're looking to spend our money. We're looking to build. We're looking for other people to build with, other diasporans, Ghanaians. Those are the people that I know of, and that's our obligation to build. I liken us to like when LeBron went to a new team to win championships. We came here to play for a new team, and so that's my answer.
Fantastic. Other comments on that?
Right here.
Yes, all right. My boss.
I just wanted to add that there is no Ghanaian who depends on one source of income.
Why?
The policemen that you see around are the owners of all the truckers there. So he's a policeman, but he has 10 truckers bringing extra income. You have civil servants who have cocoa farms. Some of them are also sitting on generational wealth, which has been created by their fathers and their grandfathers. And when I came to Ghana, I reached like the last $500 a month was like big money. But by the end of the third year, I was busy buying a house in Airport. Then I realized I didn't need to do that before. So I rented that house and moved out again to somewhere like in the place where I was paying next to that. So there are ways and means of increasing your income. Nobody stops you from buying 4 Ubers and getting people to drive it for you. Nobody stops you from going to have a cocoa farm in Chebi or somewhere else. Nobody stops you from opening up a little hair salon somewhere whilst your main job is in the back. So the average Ghanaian, you cannot measure his income because it doesn't go according to what we know in the Western world. I happen to be part of the people who started a crowd, and we couldn't get a loan anywhere because the thinking was that the average Ghanaian earned $200 a month. 20% of his income, you cannot afford what is happening in a crowd. But since you've been here, you go to Kempis, it's full of Ghanaians. You go to the mall, full of Ghanaians. You see the big houses, who owns them? Ghanaians. So it must tell you that the people are very resourceful. Just like our brothers who went to the States with all the houses, they are making waves everywhere in the world. So when you come here, don't say you're coming to do one job. I mean, I'm a dentist. I ended up selling perfumes in Accra. That was not my plan for coming here. It was an opportunity which was greater. So be open-minded. Don't be shy about going into other things that you never thought about. Just like the Lakota. Areas of that were not comfortable for her, but she did. Jay came to Ghana for the first time. And look at the kind of business that he's running. So you must have an open mind. This is a place where you can do as much as you want with nobody stopping. Nobody. There are very good people in this country. Likewise, there are very bad people in this country. So take your time. Be patient. Find the right people. You will find in the long run after you burn your fingers a few times. But in the long run, you'll be better off than the average Ghanaian because you're coming with knowledge, with a financial education that Ghanaians don't have. So you are privileged and you must use it to the best of your opportunities. Thank you. That's what I want to say.
Thank you.
Please, that's that for Nanaya.
Thank you.
So perspective is so important. This is what I mean by cultural exchange. You know, in the U.S. and sometimes big men in Ghana, we like to use so many English words. What it simply means is this: we need our elders to help us navigate. When you come to Ghana and you go, "Hey, I need this," versus, "Madam, please, good morning, how are you?" Because I'm looking for blah 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 blah. But sometimes when we come from other places, we don't know that simple greeting can be the difference between, I don't know it, or let me help you, let me help you. And that simple thing can make a big difference. So a couple more comments and then we're going to close out, and then I'm going to have a challenge for everyone. Judy, you had a comment.
Yeah, real quick. First of all, thank you guys for coming.
Thank you for having us.
So, while I love my cousins out here on the west coast of Africa, I just got something quick to say to the diaspora. One of the things, and this is just, kind of piggybacking off of Tim's question, is one of the things that I feel like, that's really important for the diaspora is really just start to do some of the things that we didn't do over in the States, So over in the States, we are extremely divided, you know what I'm saying? And that was systematic, right? It's not like we don't like each other, but because of the state that we're in, we're divided. And so me being over here for a year now, one thing that I noticed is that we're divided over here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that is to me, that is a no-go. Like, all of the stuff that we dealt with over there, that stuff cannot come over. We can't bring that stuff over here. We gotta act different. We gotta start linking up with each other. We gotta be calling each other. We need to be checking on each other. We need to have a code. We don't have no code back in the States. You know what I'm saying? So, and what I mean by that is, let's say something negative happens to a sister, right? Out here, while we're out here, right? What's the code that we go through to support that individual, right? Is there a number that she can call? Is there some brothers that she can call? You know what I'm saying? To assist her or help her go. Hey, I need somebody to deal with me while I go down to the police station and deal with this issue, right? What I'm trying to say is we need a code. We need to be way more unified here than what we are there, right? So a lot of the stuff that was, I'm gonna just keep it real, a lot of the stuff that was beaten into us over there, we got to leave it over here. All of that, we got to shed all of that Babylonian stuff that we've been living like. And when we come back to the continent, we just got to have a different mind. So one of the reasons why I thought it was real important to have this conversation here is so that the diaspora really can start. And I'm not trying to say that y'all wasn't already thinking about this, but we've got to start putting some action into place. Because I'm already seeing wild situations where we really kind of walk around with like chickens with our head cut off. Like, it's the same stuff. It's the same stuff. Like, it's the same type of stuff.
Done that. You will spend money frivolously, unnecessary, and it's just it's not worth it. You must understand the city as quickly as possible. That has got me through all these 8 years. People always ask me, how have you managed to be there for so long? It's because I understand the city. And that's it. That's my only secret. I understand what the value of what the city is.
You understand the city.
Wow. Please, let's clap for our panel.
Okay, so let's do this really quick, guys. I want to apologize for the poor audio. It's due to where we were seated. Okay, so because of the excess breeze kind of snatched away the audio, so it ended up, leaving us with really poor sound. Okay, so now let me explain something from the beginning to some point where, in case you didn't understand or you didn't hear well what they were saying. So, what the question at the beginning was is, why do they choose to come to Ghana? And they answered that. I have an exclusive video of Natural Ghana Girl and the other of our sister. I'm going to leave her name on the screen because I'm going to have to check for her name later. I didn't ask that day. So the two of them answered why they choose Ghana. I'm leaving that on another phone, and I'm hoping that the audio, in another video, because I filmed that with my camera, I'm hoping that that audio will be better than this. So their answer is going to come in a separate video. So the second question was, how much do you need to be able to live comfortably in Ghana? Okay, so there's a lot of misconception about that, because a lot of people just come to Ghana with the idea of just living. Just you want to retire for life. You just want to live in Ghana on your savings. That was corrected today, and I'm so impressed with that. How do you go to another country to just live without earning? No matter how little you are earning, you're supposed to be earning. As long as you're alive and still able, you should be earning. You don't necessarily need to go out there to work. There are a lot of businesses you could do according to the video here. You can invest in Uber. You can buy a lot of cars and then have them, in Uber, and then have the money remit to you on a daily basis or weekly basis or monthly basis. There you can open a nail salon. Why this suggestion for them is because they have the money. They can afford it. They can afford to set up businesses without stress. So a lot of people are struggling. They don't know what to do. When they get to Ghana, they kind of go on relying on their savings. And before you know it, they're broke and they are living. And they kind of, you see that. So these people here are lucky they were able to figure it out on time. A lot of people here have lived in Ghana for 8, 6 years, some 2 years, some 2 months, a lot of people, some a year. And the other guy, when I wanted to know how much you need to survive in Ghana, the other person said $30,000 annually to survive, to live a comfortable life. The other one said 20. The other one said depends on your lifestyle. The other one said depends. He knows somebody that came to Ghana with $5,000. Today, the person has like some businesses around the country. So it is about your lifestyle and your choice. It's very true. It is your choice how you want to live. Of course, you can't be living in the States, managing there, living, trying to live within your means. And then you come to Africa or to Ghana, you just decide to go above how you used to live. It's just going to affect you. And another thing that Natural Ghana Girl said is, try to understand the cities when you are in Ghana. Don't spend your money based on US dollar. You're going to go broke. Yeah, you want to buy something. I know in one of her videos on her channel, she talked about when her brother visited Ghana, he anything he wants to buy, when they tell him, 20 cedi, he will end up giving them 40 cedis. Like 20 is too small, because he was spending that money in dollars. You get it? So at the end of the day, he spent a lot of money, and she was like, bro, I may have to go back to all these places. Actually, that was a joke. She joked about she going back. She tempted to go back to collect all these monies back. So you have to understand the cities to be able to enjoy and know how to live in Ghana. So it is that was it. So they did fundraising, which team donated the sum of 500 cedis, and other people, so they didn't even want that. Just put it like offering in church. They want to use it to impact some young children in the community. So it is just what it is. So yeah, that is that. A lot of people have businesses. Like Sisi explained that the first time she came to Ghana, she didn't understand her peoples and she was unhappy. Even with the fact that she's black, she didn't feel like she belongs here. And a lot of the time, as a foreigner in a new country, you don't just go living your life like that. When you get there, especially in Ghana here, and even where I come from, people value greeting. So instead of you to just go, oh hi, I want to buy eggs, where can I buy eggs? Just be like, hi, hello, good morning or good afternoon. Yeah, that hi is actually good. But just be, put that smile on your face, talk to the person, the locals nicely. They are going to help you out. That is Ghanaians for you. So I'm glad that, like I told you guys in my previous upload, that there's a Ghanaian man that came. The government didn't send him. This is a man who has pure love for his country. And given the fact that he had lived in the States for a very long time, he schooled there, he became a dentist there, he came back to Ghana as a dentist, but then he founded himself a company where he sells perfume. Not because he does not have the right qualification to continue to work, but he wanted multiple stream of income. And a lot of Ghanaians won't tell you their source of money. That is why sometimes it looks like Ghanaians are not rich, because nobody is ready to talk about it. People get shy talking about how they make money, because you start to look like you're being proud. So he opened up how he became a successful man living in Ghana without the help of anybody, without loan from the government. So yeah, a lot of people here have the money not because they are the richest people, due to the currency factor. If you're moving from a country with a high currency, you have your money in dollars basically. Man, you can do a lot of things. So a lot of people lack idea of what to do. They don't know how to invest their money. And at the end of the day, you become broke and you just want to go back. So to avoid being broke is not about how much you have. It's how well you spend it. Do you understand? So, yeah, that's it. That's it. If you're coming to Ghana, you are highly, highly welcome. Any part of Africa that you choose to come, do your research about the place. Don't be in a hurry to start anything. Come with your money and start. When you get here, you will know what to do. Thank you for watching this video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.